welcome back to From Scratch Season 1, Episode 2. So today's topic is going to be about how to keep going when no one is watching. I wholeheartedly feel like every creator that you can name or think of has went through this phase. Every creator started small. You know, my motto is everything starts small, but then gets big. So with that being said, every creator that you can name has started and had little to no viewers, right? This is the mental side of creating that no one talks about. So I'm here to let you guys know about my journey and how it's been with me from all of my ventures, because I've had times where my business was booming, and like every entrepreneur, you have slow seasons. But that's not going to be the gist of this episode. The gist of this episode is to talk about how to keep going when no one is watching. I personally feel to keep going, you have to have faith of a mustard seed, for one. And for two, you have to just have some type of fight in you to know that you are the one. I like to say I'm that girl. You know, when you be like, oh, I'm that girl. Every girl should feel like they that girl. So I take that persona basically and move it into all of my ventures that I do. Whether it's my podcast, whether it's my makeup business, whether it's my online Printify business. I just take that motto and know that I am one of one, you know? Like I said, this is the mental side that I don't think many people or creators ever touch topics on. So we're going to do it right now, right here, today. Every creator faces this, and every creator dreams of starting and having their first product or their first video blow up. Is that realistic? Could be. But it's more so unrealistic than realistic. It takes time, and it takes strength, and it takes strife to build a business from ground up. If you're starting from scratch, like me with this podcast, or like me with any other thing, because you always have to start from somewhere. And in that process, it's going to be a point in time where no one is viewing your videos, or there's going to be a point in time where no one is liking your content. Not liking like personally liking, but like double tap liking. So I do know that that could take a toll on people mentally and make you want to quit, make you not want to do your business anymore, or ultimately just give you self-doubt. So I am here to tell you to keep going. Don't let 0 viewers mean that way down the line in season 5 that you won't have thousands of viewers. All it takes is for one person to view something and blow it up for you. It could literally happen overnight. You could become a internet sensation overnight. Especially in 2025. It's so easy nowadays to go viral and to just like be a headliner of something because of your craft. I want to just share some mental tricks that I do when I am getting 0 to no likes or views or whatever it may be. The first thing I always like to do is I like to take a shower. This may sound very weird, but when I'm in the shower, it's like my prayer closet. You know, everyone has their area where they go to decompress. For moms, I know most moms, it's the bathroom. So for me, it's not only the bathroom, it's in the shower. I think the most when I'm in the shower. If I'm sad, I cry the most when I'm in the shower. I pray the most when I'm in the shower. I just get like so many creative ideas in the shower. So when I'm in the shower, I also take that time to decompress. So if I'm having a heavy mental load because my video didn't do what I wanted it to do on the first try, I like to take a shower and decompress. Whether it's a hot shower or whether it's a cold shower, because I do both. I do cold showers sometimes to like re-stimulate my nervous system, or I like to do hot showers because, of course, you know, like sometimes pain is good, and I feel for all women, we love our water scorching hot. Am I right? So that is painful because you get out and your chest is like red, your arms are like red, but when we're in there, it's like not painful. It's good pain. So that is one mental trick that I would do to reset my whole train of thinking. If I'm feeling down, I will do that, and I will come out and not even most of the time be thinking about what I went in the shower thinking about, because I gave it to God. That's what I do personally. Another mental trick I want to say I do is I like to ground. So to know me is to know that I love nature. As y'all know, as I said in episode 1, I am a holistic mom. So me and my baby, we're going to go outside. We're going to take our shoes off. We're going to touch some grass. You know when people be saying, you need to go touch some grass. No, seriously, you need to go touch some grass. If it's been a long time since you've been outside and actually put your feet in the soil, or, you know, like go to the beach and put your feet in the sand, like I ground. So again, if I'm feeling mentally heavy or like at capacity, I will go outside, take off my socks and shoes, and I will just sit. And sometimes I like to sit against a tree to get like extra, like I think that's like extra energy if I sit against a tree and have my feet planted in the grass. But I will go out there and I would just sit maybe for 5 minutes. It just depends on what my schedule is. But I at least try to make it where I sit for at minimum 10 minutes. So that way I know I spent time with God out in his creation and his beautiful world. And then I also know that energy transfers. So when I sit, I know that I'm getting the nutrients that I need for my brain to relax and rejuvenate and actually ground myself and come back to reality, you know? And the third thing I like to do is, it's kind of funny. I went to therapy, right? So my therapist had told me, she was like, you're like, this was past tense, okay? Because I have grown from this. But she was like, you're impulsive, you know? So when you get that impulsivity feeling, what you should do is, and I know this is so cliche, but breathing techniques work. Sometimes I think we just go, and we don't even realize that we didn't even inhale and exhale fully. Sometimes we're taking like shallow respirations and don't even realize that we're doing shallow breaths in the moment until you really sit and be in the subconscious and really realize, like, I need to breathe. I need to make sure I breathe in and breathe out. So a technique that I do is I breathe in for 8 and then, or for 5 or something like that. And then I know for a fact I breathe out for 8. But I think I inhale for, maybe inhale for 4, breathe out for 8. Something like that. But I recenter myself by breathing techniques. And that also, like I said, it kind of resets or reconstructs my mental. It makes me, release some endorphins and allow me to just be. And take my mind off of the negative spiral that I was putting myself in. Because most of the time we don't even realize that we are the ones putting ourselves in this negative spiral. We are the ones that are giving ourselves the self-doubt. No one else gave us the self-doubt. You didn't have any comments saying your video was horrible. You didn't have any negative ill will towards your video. You're just anxious and wanting things to pop when it takes time. And that is the biggest lesson I think I have learned so far, is that everything takes time. Don't rush. And I have been in the season of me actually taking my time. I used to be impulsive. I used to hurry up and do stuff. As soon as I had to go, I was going to go do it, and not actually basking in the good news or whatever it is that I had just got. Instead of basking in it and loathing and soaking and taking a second, I used to just go. And that put wear and tear on my body. That did nothing but hurt me. So most of the time, what I had realized is As humans, we hurt ourselves because we're in such a rush or because we're in our own brains. And we just have to get out of that cycle. At some point of time, all rich people or billionaires, millionaires, people that you see made it, had to push through obscurity. With that being said, it's always going to be someone that feels they could do your job better than you. I have come encounter with plenty of patients, and they're like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know how to do this? And then they're trying to tell me how to take out the IV when I'm the one who went to school for it. There will always be times where someone is trying to tell you how to do your job, even if they're not qualified. So successful people had to push through. You have to learn to be head driven or headstrong or whatever the catchphrase is. You have to learn to be driven, not only just be driven, but also have boundaries and also persevere. When you are feeling down on rainy days, I could attest probably almost everyone that would comment could say on rainy days, you just want to lay in bed. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to get up and be productive. You just want to lay in bed because it's cloudy, it's gloomy, and of course you get the best sleep in rain. But millionaires, they continue to persist. I'm not saying to never take a day off, never lay in bed until 11 o'clock. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, even when you don't want to, you have to push forward. And that's how you will see real results. It's a lot of people that would do one video. So say my podcast is not doing good, which it is. But say my podcast is not doing good. And that first video, it just tanked. I didn't have any views, didn't have any likes, didn't have any new subscribers, right? If I was to let that get me down and never make another video, do you think that would get me anywhere else in life? No. The answer is no. That would not allow me to accomplish any goals that I am trying to accomplish. If I just was to give up, giving up gives you nothing. You want more for yourself, you have to go get it. You have to go after what you want. You actually have to get up and push through the pain. Even if you're in pain physically, you still have to ambulate and walk around so you don't lose range of motion, you know? And I'm sorry if I have all of these like medical terms, and I just always like try to connect things through like parables or phrases and stuff like that. But for the ones that get it, you get it. But I do it all the time, even without like medical stuff. I do it just like, you'll see. But yeah. So I'm going to talk about a time that I had started my makeup business and I literally had 0 customers. I was new at this. I had never like promoted to do makeup. I had never even pretty much wore makeup before I started doing it. I would get it like on special occasions like prom and homecoming, you know, things like that. But I never was really like a makeup girly. So when I started the business of makeup, I had to get people to get in the door. I had to give them a reason to come get their makeup done by me. And trust me, that did not happen overnight. That did not happen in a week's time. It didn't even happen in a month's time. It took me about maybe, I want to say 4 to 5 months to gain at least 2 loyal clients. 2. That's almost half of a year. If you really think about like the big picture, that's almost half of the year. It took me just to get 2 loyal clients. Like I said, I started with nothing. So I used to go door to door, passing out flyers in whatever neighborhood I lived in. I used to put my flyers in grocery stores, supermarkets. I used to put them on the windshields of people's cars. Around homecoming time, I would go to like schools in my area and pass out flyers at like football games. I used to go to nail shops and pass out my flyers. I really put in the work to get the clients that I end up getting. And of course, I utilize social media. I would run ads. I would join all of the Facebook groups in my city, and that is something that helped me the most. So if you take anything from this video and you're trying to start a business, join groups on Facebook that is particular to your niche. I got majority of my clients from Facebook groups. Don't get me wrong, me going out in the community also helped as well, but those Facebook groups really catapulted my business. From there, around like when I started getting the loyal clients at like 5 months, 4 to 5 months, I started to see an increase in clients, because not only did I provide like loyalty rewards, I also gave promos and discounts and, you know, new customer specialties. You have to make sure that you are giving something back to your clients, because they're not just going to come to you because, oh, you do the best. They're going to continue to recur and come to you because of the effort that you give to them. My makeup business didn't start popping until maybe 6 to 7 months down the line of starting it. And for some people, within that first 3 months or first month, you would have gave up and you would have never seen the fruits of your labor. In the lonely phase, I call it the lonely phase, in the phase where you're not getting any business, no one's coming to you, you're like trying to huck down anyone and call family members to come sit in your chair because you're paying booth rent, you know? So I call that the lonely phase. In the lonely phase, I didn't let it get to me. I didn't let it cloud my judgment, you know? I knew for a fact I was creative, and I knew for a fact that I could provide things that other makeup artists in my area couldn't. And what I mean by that is I did a lot of abstract, artistic type of makeup looks. Some people would call it theatrics makeup. Like for Valentine's, I put like a heart on this girl's face. I put stars on someone's eyes shadow before. Like, I knew a lot of people in my area only did natural glams or full glams with glitter. So I used my advantage of doing abstract makeup to gain more clients, and it worked. My business started getting at least, and this may not be much to some people, but it was a lot to me, starting from scratch. I got at least 6 clients a week for, I want to say 3 consecutive weeks in a row. And that was big for me. I'm like, oh, I could finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. I could finally see that, you know, all of my hard work is starting to pay off. And every good business owner knows it comes in waves. So you may be booked up consecutively for 4 weeks in a row. And then for the next 2 weeks, you are scrambling to get at least 4 people in your chair. But with that being said, I want you guys to understand that it takes time, and don't get discouraged in the lonely phase, because in the lonely phase is when you develop the most character. That's when I was getting out there, going into the community, spreading awareness about my business. No one would have known about my business if it wasn't for me promoting and being in the lonely phase to be able to create business cards and being able to create logos and create flyers and do all of that. I did all of that in the phase where most people would have dropped out. In that phase, it built my character the most, because I know what it feels like to work with nothing, and I also know at this point what it feels like to work with something. So in that lonely phase, utilize it. Don't look at it as, oh, I'm just down and out. I can't get any clients. I don't know what to do. Take that opportunity and time to create. You were given a gift for a reason. It was put on your heart to do whatever you're trying to do for a reason, and only you can do it. Like I said, the market may be oversaturated, but only you can provide what you can do. No one else could give what you can give, if that makes any sense. And if there's any viewers that just needed to hear that, I'm glad I could be the one to tell you, because there's been so many times where people have looked at me and they're like, you're going to sell lip gloss and everyone sells lip gloss in St. Louis? Absolutely. You want to know why? Because my lip gloss ain't they lip gloss. They lip gloss ain't my lip gloss. And guess what? My lip gloss sold out. My lip gloss sold out. It took about 2 months for it to sell out, but it sold out. So don't stop. Continue to push yourself outside of the box. God didn't put you in a box. You put yourself in a box. No one had told you, oh, your cap is 200 sales. You put that on yourself. Stop giving yourself limitations when no one else is putting their self on limitations. Billionaires become billionaires because they don't say, oh, I hit my mark, now I'm done. No, they hit their mark and then they raise the mark higher and they keep going and say, well, if I could do this, I can only imagine doing that. Let's see if I could do that. You know, that's how you have to think. Think of yourself already as a billionaire. Stop thinking small-minded like, oh, I'm just a beginner. I take out all of those words. I take out beginner. I take out new. I take out fresh. Well, not fresh. Keep that one in there. But I take out all of the words or phrases that would count me out, that would make people think like, oh, she's not able to do it. You put the limitations on yourself unknowingly. And it took me a while to realize that that's what us as humans, that's what we do. And it's okay if this is the first time that you're hearing this, because I'm glad you could hear it from me and you could actually implement it now into your business. So all I wanted to come here to say today is to not let the lonely phase take you out. Make sure you stay consistent. Make sure you are pushing yourself, because you are your biggest cheerleader. No one is going to root for you louder than you. Get the negative thoughts out your head, because it's only you that's saying it. Continue to strive for better, and don't put yourself in a box that God didn't put you in. Bye, guys. I'll see you at episode 3.
For the nigga with that money, Hershey rank gang, so you better see it coming.